is the only damage. There's a couple of places where, you know, just nicely done. So it was a little, my problem is, I might want to keep some of this stuff, and, you know, of course, the metal chasers are going to be like, I'll fix that for you, don't worry about it. Kind of excited about that. It's a shame this didn't quite pull out all the way, because I sculpted these, I mean, like tongues. I mean, every single one of them were, I even in the wax, after the clay was all done, I just tried to get the angle and the movement just perfect to have the shapes. Well, perfect for me. I mean, these are the shapes that were meaningful to me. And then, of course, the shorter ones will have the bells on them. Now, on the clay, to have them, to make the mold easier and things like that, all of this was full, and the clay was very much like this one. It's engaged right all the way to the leg. Whereas once we went into the wax stage for the bronze, I completely emptied them out, because it's really important to me that we have that all these hollows, like, you know, even with the train tracks, very much the hollows there. And I talked with Ray about, is it on this one? Oh, and this is, it came out perfectly. This is the little drawing my son did. That's Jamie's abstract art. Almost looks Mayan, but it's my link because as much as my father and I are both in the art field, I do a totally different kind of art than my father did. And he never knew quite how to handle the kind of art I did. And then Jamie comes along. Darn, the kid, with barely ever having met my father at all, was able to have that strong, dark outline and almost a stained glass quality to his work. My father loved that heavy black outline, and I guess it's genetic. So here's all the pieces. So it's almost miraculous that just came out home. And of course the Ray came out.
What's going on around here? You scared me.
Well, yeah, no.
First up, mister,
I went to church.
Okay, well, that's it. I knew it was church.
Yeah, it is Sunday, yes.
Oh, you gotta see the boy.
Really, the boy came out?
That man. Boy.
Where is he?
He's not here.
He's not. You didn't.
I won't be here tomorrow. I'll be over there. That's why I'm pouring right.
Okay, all right. So the boy's face. Oh my goodness!
The whole thing. So
well, you remember I totally resculpted in wax. I mean, it's not the same.
None of this has to be redone at all. It's perfect.
This is about If I had been another client, you would have chopped this up and done it in more pieces. But for me, this is enormous. So I was hoping that I had the sun. Oh yeah, here's the sun. I took this off of, it's my own take on it, but of course I was so taken with, because Ray designed the original dust jacket for the Illustrated Man. And there is one of those suns that look like, just a fantastic sun. And I use that as an inspiration, so brand a little bit. But again, making everything pop off on the surface. So the nice little rays of light are one of them. And of course, there's the puns are intentional. Anytime you're dealing with rays. And the grapevine, wonderful. So this is like the Michelangelos that aren't quite finished, where you can see the beginnings of things just popping through, and all of the hope of what's going to be under there. So there is one flashing. This is caused by a crack in the investment, which in this size, believe me, I expected more of them than that, than just the one. But it'll have a line. Now, if it's amazingly beautiful, we'll leave it. If it's not, we'll chase it out. The worst thing that can happen is I'll sculpt a new straining face and put it in there. Very exciting. Very exciting. But frightening when you're pouring down the clothes at once. Everyone wanted to know why I didn't go down to watch it happen. And Danny always tells the story, you don't want the artist there because it's their baby. So if like a searing hot mold falls over, the artist will die for it. And you just can't have that. But it was nice to hear the news just now that Danny had said that the face of the boy came out. Because there was an element of when I was sculpting it, from the angle I was sculpting it, the face got a little bit wide. And also the materials I had foam inside and originally sculpted it down. So it got a little wider than I wanted. And of course, wow, it's in wax. Now you can shave it down in a very nice way. Also, you saw the cast of the feet. No way you could ever get it that smooth in the clay. We did that in wax, so I just manicured. So the whole idea will be the flesh of the boy, biblically the perfect sacrifice, and the skin of the man, which is hopefully just a whole garden of different textures and overlaying. You'll see my fingerprints and tool marks the whole bit and try and get that quality in there. So it'll be fun. So I have no idea what I'm going to feel like when this is all put together, because it will be the first time again it'll all stand up. Because there's something about these proportions that are really, really happy. Very happy. Very excited about what's going on. The images I hear here, very much Rodin in his Gates of Hell did the same thing. His entire career worked off of these images that he created for the Gates of Hell. The Thinker, the Shades, Adam, Eve, all of those figures were the figures that he had developed for this piece. So even though they were developed as independent pieces of sculpture, they still had the memory. You can tell that there's more going on. There's an implied completeness in the thought, even though this is a fragment of the full idea. And also besides, like, they've been studying a little Dante as well, so that should weave through a little bit of what we're doing.